We live in a sad world where the former Thatcherite conservative William Hague has officially converted to the woke liberal movement. William Hague, the small c social conservative William Hague, is now full-on woke. Now, it's not a full-on surprise because over the last few years, we've already noticed how William Hague slowly, over the last 20 years, went more towards ultra-globalism and big government, big corporations and big international bodies. The man who used to be a Eurosceptic, he was even against us joining the Eurozone in the 90s, decided to join the Remain campaign. He decided to hang out with the World Economic Forum friends of his, and of course, going around Bilderberg stuff and everything else. We knew that was already happening, but at least he was still a globalist conservative, if that's even a thing. But these people were neoliberals. It was fine. They had a legitimate argument. We were against it. We had debates. It's fine. But now he's gone a little bit more wokey. And he was doing this interview on radio where he was talking about the gender lobby. And he started well, because he said, well, maybe we should have a rethink about women's sports, for example. Certain sports we can't have biological men competing. We get it. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then he decided to attack the Women's Institute. So that was brilliant. And he said they should just get over it. He literally said, get over it, women.
I really, having often spoken to Women's Institute gatherings in my constituency as an MP, I'm quite reluctant to tell them what to do, because that isn't what I've ever dared do before.
Yeah.
However, since I no longer stand for election, maybe I can have a at it. And, I think on this issue, there are some areas where there's been a danger of going too far. Competitive sport is one of them. And World Athletics has made clear that in women's sport can't be transgender, otherwise it would be the end of women's sport.
Good.
And I think that is quite right. I'm not sure that applies to the Women's Institute, though. There are transgender people. They have changed their gender. This is part of our society now. And I think large national organizations like the WI have to get over that and get used to that and welcome new people. So that would be the side of the argument on. I'll probably get a lot of angry letters now from WI members, but I would be on that side of the argument.
Okay.
That's really interesting. I wonder whether they'll settle on that. It's a really interesting question how that settles and whether they have a vote and where that vote goes.
Wow. All right. So to analyze that speech, it's called the Women's Institute. Yet William Hague said, women, get over it. And he said, just welcome all types of people. Well, in that case, it cannot be called Women's Institute anymore, William. That's not how it works. It will be called People's Institute. Or, in the words of Justin Trudeau, what was it? The people's kind. People kind. Humankind is no longer a thing. You have to say People Kind Institute. That's one issue. Second problem was when he said, he basically, the issue I have with people like William Hague, the out-of-touch dinosaurs, is these are the people that we were surprised initially. They're saying, wait, you were from a different generation, you were conservative, how are you falling for this trap? It's because they don't actually understand it. They do not understand wokeism. And they just think that they should just get along with it because it's modern and it's part of evolution. He basically, he actually literally said, this is the way things are in society. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like, whatever happens in society, if it's already part of it, surrender. What if the Taliban came here with their flags, infiltrate, take over, which is slowly happening anyway, but fully take over and put their flags everywhere? Will William Hague say, well, this is what's in our society now, just accept it? That's not, I'm not really comparing the two exactly, obviously. I'm just saying anything new. I could say American burger places that are actually completely dominating London now, central London. But imagine all food turned into American burgers. Actually, I'm not going to complain about it, but you can't just say, and all the other foods are banned. You can't even have curry. You can't even have beans on toast. And then people like William Hague would say, well, this is where our society is right now. Just accept. You can't just accept something that's not even a thing. You can't. It's not even a majority. It's a minority of a minority of a minority, and the radical militant activists are doing it on behalf of others. It's not even the silent majority of the people who have gender dysphoria. It's not even them, because they're staying quiet. You've got all the pink hair activists, and they're not even in a different gender. They are in their own gender, but they are doing activism on behalf of others. They get offended on behalf of others. It makes absolutely no sense. But you cannot just accept something that is not logical or rational. Anyway, these are my thoughts. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.